Okay, trying to get this right. Well, there we go. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, everyone. October 14th reading. And we're going to light this first. That is taking a little bit of energy there. There we go. All right. October 13th reading. Hey, LR, how you doing? Good evening to you too. I'm just trying to get this straightened out here. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Good painting? Oh. I don't know what that's referring to, but thank you. Let me see here. Let's get these shuffled and read the energy for the day. And I'm going to see if I can change something here really quick. Just getting started. So let me see what I can change. We have normal. We have... Oh, okay. Okay. Pop looks a little too washed out. Okay, that'll work. Just looking at the filters here. Okay, and see, what do I do to bring those back down? Okay. How do I... Okay. I will just do it like that. I don't know how to turn these off here. All right, this is me struggling for just a minute here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Very long intro. So, October 14th. Let's look at what the energies are for October 14th. And go from there. Oh, you can actually see the cards here, so that's good. Okay. Let's do 2 more shuffles and then we can get started. Sorry for the slow start, guys. Trying to set up this new camera situations. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Actually, before we start, I gotta shuffle these ones too. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I can do some animal readings. Human, animal, it's all the same. You can read, if you can read a human, you can read an animal. I feel like. Okay, one more shuffle here. Okay. Well, we'll do that, LR. But first, I'm going to read the energies of the day, and then we can focus on some questions, okay? Just helps to kind of move things along here. So, let's see. So, the energies of the day are as follows, or for tomorrow. This is for October 14th. So, I get the 7 of coins. I get the strength card in reverse. Hey, Red Sun. And I get the star card. Just doing the energy for the day. Hope your day's going well. What's up with you, Red Sun? I'm going to do some energy cards here. We get these cards come up constant. So we'll read these a little more intuitively because we keep getting these cards. I feel like we need to dive a little deeper here. So the energy for tomorrow, October 14th, is I'm getting the 7 of coins. I will be, Jenna. I'll be taking questions. I'm doing the readings for the day, and then I'm going to be taking questions. So as soon as I get the readings of the day out, I can take questions from you guys. So right here, I get the 7 of coins. Oh, yeah, that'll help. That'll really get things kind of stopped, won't it, when we have a cold? Hopefully you get feeling better. Thank you so much, Jenna. I appreciate that so much. So this card here, this is the 7 of coins. And this card, how I see this card, is we're looking at possibility coming up. So in the future, tomorrow, I feel like there could be maybe a financial possibility or some sort of prosperity. I do feel like something could be coming in for people. However, and this is interesting because Red Sun, you said you had a cold. I get the Strength card in reverse. And so this is feeling like Red Sun was saying, energy feeling back and forth. The Strength card in reverse, I wouldn't read it as weakness, but I would read it as there's a problem and we're not knowing exactly how to proceed with the solution quite yet. So kind of feeling stuck in an issue or a problem. I feel like it's more physically stuck than it is mental. But then we also get this card. So then I get the Star card here. And the Strength card, we could also be dealing with a possible Leo energy. But I also get this card here, which is the Star card, and this is Aquarius energy. And the Star card is hope. It's a renewed sense of energy and perspective. Now, here's the interesting part. So I get this card here in reverse. I get the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel in reverse. This is the cosmic chakra, or the crown chakra. And then I get the 4th chakra, Raphael, right? So at this point in time, energy for people is kind of in a, I called it foggy yesterday, or kind of like a groggy sort of energy. It feels like the energy of taking sleeping pills, going to sleep, waking up. It's kind of like that groggy kind of feeling. So how I would describe tomorrow is feeling like we're getting more centered, but we're not quite 100% there yet. So we're still going to have that kind of feeling of haziness or that kind of grogginess. I'm going to draw another energy card here just to see, because we need to focus on opening up the heart. So to me, I feel like there could be an option coming up where possibly a situation that we have dealt with in a way that was, let's say, less than kind. I feel like we're going to be presented with a situation again, and we can choose how we respond to it. We can respond to it in a more positive and loving direction, which doesn't mean necessarily saying yes. We can set boundaries for situations and we can say no to something, but maybe the way we say it can be changed or can be interpreted in a different way, right? So we can't always change what happens to us, but we have the ability to decide how we react to what is happening to us. Okay, so let's look at another energy card here, and it's the Temple Path in reverse. So like I was saying, these two cards very important. 4th chakra, Archangel Uriel, and then we have the Temple Path card. It's hard for me to not get that glare on there. When this card is in reverse, there's a spiritual lesson that's coming to us, and it's going to be tomorrow. So this spiritual lesson is going to be something where we need to remember that maybe we're not feeling well, maybe the person we're dealing with isn't feeling the best either. But no matter what is happening, we need to focus on kind of a kindness and compassion kind of energy. And I feel like this could be in a workplace environment, or this just could be, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily family or relationship. It feels like it's more like workplace, or in a spot where we're focusing more on like financial development or something like that. But there's also a spiritual part of this where we can get stronger, we can become better, and we can look towards those lessons there. So that was October 14th, you guys. So now I can start taking some questions here. And I can give a little bit of insight. If we want to do something a little deeper, though, I recommend you guys do a reading with me one-on-one, so that way you're not airing everything here. It just makes it so it's a lot more, I can answer the questions a lot more directly. But I can give some insight. I can give a little tidbit here and see what we can have going forward. So, any questions, you guys? You were first, so you can go LR, and then Jenna's right after you. So we can do it that way. You said the horse, right? You wanted to know how it felt about you? Emily Rosa, yes, you can. You will be after LR, or after Jenna. I'm sorry. You can, so you're third in line, Emily. But you guys can ask questions. I'll give little snippets here, and then, like I said, you guys can do a reading with me. Okay. Give me a second. Let me see if I can tune into that energy. So you said you found him kind of mysterious circumstances. I imagine the name Keeper came from they're a keeper, he's a keeper kind of a thing. Was there anything particularly, let's say, like, was there any physical ailments with the horse? I was almost feeling like I was dizzy. I don't know if that relates to the horse, though, but it felt like I was in a spiral, something. Energetically. I wanted to say there was something with my feet, too, but I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, and I said something with the feet, and then he got kicked in the head. So there's something with the feet, and there's something with the head. So feeling dizzy. Laminitis. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't, let's see. Oh, he has an illness. Okay, because I was feeling like something like that. Jenna, we're addressing LR's question. It affects his feet, so it does affect his feet. Okay, that makes sense. I'm addressing LR's question, and then I'm going to do your question, Jenna. So you're next. You haven't missed out. Yeah, I'm doing her reading for right now, and then I'm going to go to you right after. Okay, so how I feel is I get a sense of, see, and my heart's feeling good, right? My heart's feeling good, and then I just got to thank you with the heart on it. My heart's feeling good. It's feeling free. I feel like I'm being taken care of. But I feel like there's a tendency for me to, I want to say there's like a tendency for me to wander, but I don't know if that's like the mind is wandering or they're physically wandering, but I feel like there's this tendency to maybe not put all the eggs in one basket. This horse tends to be I get an older spirit with this horse. I don't know if it's a young horse, but I feel like I get an older kind of energy with this horse. And I get a sense of wandering and kind of like a nomad soul. Obviously, you found him, named him Keeper. He's older, 26. Okay, so he is older. I feel like you're doing right by him. Honestly, the energy I feel, it's a sense of contentment, but I feel the horse is... how do I put this? Just a loving energy would be the way I would put it. Animal energy is different because it's like I'm reading... With animal energy, you're reading more pure intention, right? It's not... There's no... I think he does. I think he feels the connection. It's just... Yeah, I definitely think he feels a connection. It's not like... how do I put this? With people, right, there's yeah, and that's another thing, is that I get a feeling of there's a connection there, but I don't feel that there's necessarily like like I run up to you and I shower you with affection kind of a thing, and it could be how he was before. Um, I keep getting a sense of the mountains. I keep feeling the mountains. I keep seeing the mountains when I'm this horse, and I feel a sense of that kind of wandering spirit, right? It's like a not. I don't know. It's different with animals. I've never tuned into a horse before, so but there's a connection, and I feel there's appreciation, but I also feel that there could have been something that happened before you found him, where this animal could have been, um, okay, he's from out west, okay, but there's a connection there, I would say, and I don't know how long you've had the horse. If it feels kind of wild, but I'm not sure necessarily if it's like a wild horse. Um, I feel like I'm more wild, but I don't feel like I'm a wild horse. But I feel like I'm more. That's kind of confusing. So my advice would be that just obviously be gentle with the horse like you have been, and just keep showing a loving energy. I feel like this horse is just kind of that way, but I do feel like there's a connection. And I do feel like there's care, but it could be, especially if the horse isn't feeling well or if things have been happening that way, it could just be that the connection is moving along a little slower, if that makes sense. Definitely feel there's a connection there, though. It's not like there's not one. So, um, yeah, hopefully that helps to answer the question. And so, Jenna, if you want to ask your question, we can go into that. You're very welcome, LR. Okay, so Jenna, I'll address part of this question. Thank you so much, LR. I'll address part of this question, but if you want like a more in-depth reading, go to my website. We can do a one-on-one reading. There's not enough time to dive into each of these, so yeah, I'm just letting you know ahead of time. So we'll address a little bit of it, but you want something more, we can dive into it that way. Okay, so let me shuffle these cards up, and we can go from there. Oh, okay. Heart space. Okay, so now I'm feeling a little more. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one here. Yes, Emily, you're after Jenna. Oh. No problem. Thanks for coming by. And you guys, subscribe. I know Jenna's subscribed, but subscribers help a lot. I mean, if you don't mind, you don't have to. Okay. I'm going to shuffle these ones. Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, you guys are really cool. I appreciate that. Okay, that's awesome. Close friends, especially in this time or this day and age. It's a really good thing to have. Oh. Alrighty. One more shuffle here. I just want to make sure these are shuffled. There we go. Okay. Let me tune into the energy here before I pick up the cards. I'm feeling antsy. I'm feeling anxious. So that's an interesting feeling. I'm getting double or two, which is interesting. I'm going to see if that comes up. I'm just putting out the messages I'm getting, and they might be just partial messages. Because I'm feeling anxious. Okay. That's interesting. 22. It could be. I was getting double and two. So it could, man. Wow. Okay. Never gotten a reading like this. I'm not just blowing smoke up places. I'm not just doing that. This is actually really interesting. So we get this card right here. Okay. Okay. So I get the moon card in reverse, I get the world card, and then here's the weird part. I get the sun card in reverse, okay? These three cards form the trifecta of cards, because right here I have card 18. Hi, Laura H. I've got card 21 and card 19. These cards are very close together, and I'm just trying to look at this. So where the moon is in reverse, okay, and I said I would address a partial situation. You guys want to do something more in depth? We can dive into it more. We can do a reading that way. But what I'm seeing here is there is not an acknowledgement of the inner world of you, right? I get the moon card in reverse. Hi, Kathy B. We can address that. Okay. Yeah, so there's a refusal of the inner world. So when I see that, yes, that's it. That's it right there. You stop talking because you're not feeling like you can connect with this person. The moon in reverse is the refusal of the inner world, is how I would see it when we're reading it in a relationship. The refusal of the subconscious world, the refusal to being able to speak about the things you want to talk about with the person, right? And then we get the world card here, which is funny because we have the inner world, then we have the world, right? So what I see here is a sense of like owning who we are. Yes. Yeah, Laura H, you can be added. Yes. And I'll remind you guys, post the questions when it's your turn, because the questions kind of disappear after a minute. So when I see the world card, I see us taking ourself and starting to treat ourselves the way we want to be treated, even if we're alone, because this woman is alone. She's showing her own power, and she's comfortable, right? Even though it's not necessarily a comfortable situation, I feel like being alone. Thank you, Jenna. Emily, Laura H. Okay, awesome. Now, like I said, the world card sitting on top of the world, having this sense of like, this is me, I've got me, developing boundaries, learning what we will and won't go for, right? Because in relationships, we tend to get caught up in the whirlwind of it at first, and then eventually that can kind of wear off, and then we're left with who the person really is. The honeymoon phase is great. Honeymoon phase is amazing. But then we get to the actual part where we get to see that person for who they are, and we start seeing things that necessarily aren't our favorite things. And maybe we can try to help the person change, or we can try and show them another way to do things, but it's up to them if they want to progress themselves further and change, right? So then we get the sun card in reverse here. And that to me is that on this path right now, you're shining for yourself when I see that. And I don't know if it's necessarily a negative thing, because that self-illumination that we have is kind of a very powerful thing. And if other people don't see our worth, and that can be something. I mean, we can look more into that. Like I said, you want to do a more personal reading, we can totally do that. I'll draw a couple energy cards too. But for now, it's kind of like, and I've seen this before, the woman is more spiritually advanced, right? And when that happens, it makes it so the male energy doesn't quite get it. Like, I feel like women are in relationships and they're in it to win it, and they're there to stick it out, and they are there rain or shine. But men can be much more spiritually, and that's something that when we're focusing on that, I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. I read Red Sun's comment and I got lost. Yeah, just take this time now. That eminent. Anyway, I'll draw these cards here. Yes. So here's the interesting part right here. Yeah, I could see that too, because I get these two cards. I get deceit in reverse and I get patience in reverse. So this to me could be, I feel like you knew the relationship was over before it was over, kind of a thing. Maybe you knew it for a while, and maybe that was kind of painful to deal with. I feel like when you broke it off, it was kind of like just like, okay, me time now. Like, I go away, we'll see what happens. And that's something where maybe there can be an evolution, and they can spiritually evolve, but ultimately it's up to them and not you. You don't want to be. Yes, I'm watching a show called The Good Place, and like that show, I think it's a really cool show. But one of the people talks about, um, yeah, talks about their mommy girlfriend, right? And yes, but we don't want to be the mommy girlfriend or the mommy, right? We just want to be the girlfriend or the partner. And sometimes we feel like we have to help the other person grow up, and it's not our job. So that's what I'm seeing here. And you shouldn't have to dim your flame so that his can burn brighter. Okay, so the double two, or the double, yeah, the 22, the yes, okay. Yeah, so own your own light and realize that you do not have to dim it for anybody, because that ain't it. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards and go from there. And again, you can look at my website. You want to go into a little more detail, we can totally do that. We kind of dive into whatever, psychically, tarot, energy healing, whatever work needs to be done, we go into that. So I hope you appreciated that reading, and I hope it helped. Okay. You're very welcome. Okay, so next person was Emily, right? Pretty sure. Ah, there we go. I have me a cue keeper here, so this is going to help. That's going to help me. Thank you. Okay. Just getting these ready for you, Emily. So ask your question. One more shuffle here. I can go up and look here. Ah, the Capricorn. Okay. Let's see. Same thing as before. I'll do a little insight. Sometimes I give a little too much away. I probably shouldn't do that. But if it does help you guys. SK. All right. I'll see what I can get. I'm trying to see what I feel in the heart space here first. I'm getting a feeling, it's like a feeling of indifference. I feel like my attention isn't necessarily, I feel like my attention's hard to get, would be something that I'm feeling right now, but we'll look here. See what cards I get. Okay, let's draw some energy, and then let's look at the... Okay, so I got these two cards right here. I get the Thinking Man in reverse. Okay. And then I get the Angel of Strength. All right. So these two cards right here, I feel like this is something where this person, like I said, I feel like the attention's elsewhere. I feel like they're either in their heads or they're doing something all the time. I'm feeling a sense of distraction with this person. We're always trying to distract. We're always trying to put ourselves somewhere else. And it feels kind of like a running energy, like maybe running from things, maybe not working on the self, if that makes sense. I'm going to draw some tarot cards here, and then I can do a little bit more of a reading. So do that. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. So right next to the Angel of Strength card, which I feel like is you, I get the Strength card, okay, which is in reverse. So there's definitely a feeling here of, I feel like we're kept into a situation we don't necessarily want to be in because we're kind of second guessing. We're sort of focusing more on maybe being in his world than he is being in ours, right? And again, this is kind of a dynamic that happens. That's what I'm seeing here. And then I get the Ten of Wands in reverse, and then I get the Wheel of Fortune card, okay? These two cards right here. Oh, okay. So now I'm getting a feeling of, there's a sense of release that I'm feeling here. I feel like pressure is starting to leave. I feel like there's a sense of pressure that's leaving. So being able to, I think, and I don't know, Emily, if you're talking to this person now or not. I don't know if there's been distance like Jenna was talking about, but I'm feeling like the energy seems we aren't talking. Okay, so there is distance. I would say right here, because I get the Wheel of Fortune card, to me this means there could be something that sparks back up, possibly. It's the Wheel of Fortune, but you have to decide if you want that or not. Because this person, the way I'm getting the energy, it's not necessarily a person that's communicative in that way. Like not, okay, yeah. So that's what I'm getting for you. If you want to go a little more deeper, again, I do private readings, and we can definitely dive a little deeper into that. Or see what's on the horizon, right? We can take the energy and see what's coming up for you next and kind of go into that, because you're very welcome, Emily. Very, very welcome. Okay, so any other little questions? I'm trying to think here. You get in the feeling space and you start leaving the earth, so I need to focus. I need to ground myself a little bit. Okay, let's shuffle these cards again. I believe there was questions, and maybe I need to go back and look at that comment again. Let's see who's listed next. Nope. Okay, so we have Emily, Laura H, Kathy B. Okay, so yes, there we go. Okay, again, with this one, we'll do a little bit of a sneak peek, and then if you want a reading, Laura H, because we've done readings before, you can go onto the website. You guys can book a private reading with me and go from there. So I'm just going to do a couple cards here and see what's coming up. If you want more detail, visit the site. All right. And if you guys are liking the questions that I'm doing here, you guys want a tip, please feel free to tip. Any little donation helps. I would appreciate that. I won't beg for it, but I would appreciate anything you guys could do for me. It helps me so I can keep doing these. Okay, so Laura, let's look here. Okay, and then let me draw 2 cards here. Okay, so here's what I've got. We get strategy, and we get man holding a coin. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's a strategy, obviously. We're working on bringing in something that I feel like we haven't had before. I feel like that's what we're kind of focusing on. We're trying to bring someone in for us that would probably be a new or fresh experience. It's not the same kind of energy that we were used to. We're trying to bring someone in that's new to this situation. I feel there's a sense of excitement here. I also feel there's a sense of what do I do, right? And so I can give a teeny bit more insight here, but what I see on the tarot cards is this. So we get the Five of Swords in reverse, and then we get the Page of Wands upright. So this to me is we're going to be starting a new way of, I view this as focusing a little more on like self-love and focusing more on bringing in the energy, like being the energy that we want to have mirrored back at us. So becoming more complete as a person, learning how to kind of sit with ourselves and be in the moment more is what I would read this as. But I feel like we're just kind of starting out on this. So I mean, we can do a more in-depth reading to look at what's in the future, but for now I'm feeling like it's more that we're kind of wishing, and we're sort of putting the energy out there that we want something, but I feel like we're still in kind of the planning stages here. So you're definitely on the right track, but yeah, if you want to do more of a reading here, more information, again, we can do that. You can go to my site and you can look at the different readings I offer and go from there. I even offer a soulmate reading if you guys are more interested in that. I'm not sure, but yeah. A lot of it deals with self. A lot of it deals with the self. So Laura, I hope that helps. Oh, thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate that so much. All right, well, with that little donation here, I can do a little bit. Let me actually go a little bit more here. Just give me a second to shuffle the cards, and we can go from there. Thank you so much, Laura. That was very sweet of you. Let me do this for a second. I can get another card, a couple cards for you. I just appreciate the donation. That means so much. So let me say thank you. That was really, really cool. Okay. So okay, this is okay. Laura, oh man. I get this card here. I get the Magician in the Mirror in reverse. This is wishing and hoping for manifestation, but we're waiting for it to come in. So this right here, right? You see this person is, in one hand we have, in one hand we have ice, and in the other hand we have fire. We have a mirror, like a picture back here. So to me, this is learning how to balance the energies. And mentally, right now, I don't know if you're doing any like mental development. I don't know if you're focusing on self-development, but I see the Two of Swords, and this to me is establishing a new way to be mentally, maybe towards relationships, or maybe towards a way of like trying to get in a space where we're not giving away everything to these people, like a new relationship. We want to make sure that we're focusing more on bringing something to ourselves as well. Like we want to give it to a relationship, but we also want to get something back, and that's okay. That's actually how relationships work. Getting something back should actually be exactly how it goes. It's not selfish to ask to get something back. Yeah, and then I get this. I get a woman holding a heart. Okay, so this to me is really good. We're establishing that sense of boundary and self. So I'll see if I can get a little psychic message here too, but this is really good because we're moving into a sense of self-alignment and self-love, and focusing on that, we're going to be bringing in a lot more abundance into our life by focusing on that sense of like what brings us happiness, what brings us a sense of peace, okay? All right. And then I'll see if I can pick up on anything psychically. I get this feeling of taking the one thing I'm feeling, right? I feel like I'm taking chords and I'm moving them around in my head, and I'm trying to make different connections. So again, this brings in that I feel like we're looking at a study, like we're studying ourselves or we're studying something, and we're trying to find where we belong and where we can put these different plugs to really enhance part of our life. Laura, I don't know if that makes sense, but I do feel like there is a sense of growing at this point in time. So Yes, and I appreciate that donation so much. That helps out a ton. So yeah, I hope that helped answer some of your questions. And yes, and again, we can go into more detail from the website too. And I do have the soulmate reading, and we can go into that. Okay. We shuffle again here. So, I think we're on to Kathy B now. Are you there, Kathy? Okay, so 3 p.m. anxiety, right? Is that what you were wondering? I believe that's what you mentioned, something like that. Okay. Okay, so I'm tuning in a little bit. I am feeling that sense of anxiety, kind of a sense of, it feels like dread a little bit. Is it about future possibilities for you? Is there something about the future coming up? Could be something about that, possibly. I'm going to draw some energy cards, though. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into this. But just like with, no, okay. See, that's all right. The no answers help me so I can eventually get the yes answers. Let me see what's going on then, and we can go further into this. And thank you for being a straight shooter with me, Kathy. I appreciate that. All right. One more shuffle. Okay. Alrighty. So here's an interesting, well, let me draw 2 more cards here. You're very welcome, Laura. Very, very welcome. And thank you so much for the donation. That helps out a ton, like I said earlier. I really do appreciate that. Okay. All right, so Kathy, something I'm getting here is I feel like I'm getting, so I have the broken heart card in reverse. So this to me is recovering from something that was like heartbreaking, maybe a betrayal. I'm not sure. I feel like this, and I say it to a few people, but especially now, there is a sense of a spiritual progression, right? The dark night of the soul kind of a feeling, because then I get the woman holding a heart. So I have a feeling this anxiety, has this been happening more recently? Like, did it start fairly recently, or has this been going on for a while? So then I can go into these other cards too here. Since 2014, okay. Do you feel that there's been any progression in, has it gotten worse over time, or has it kind of stayed the same, like kind of plateaued? Same, okay. So what I see here, again, I had the broken heart in reverse. I feel like we're recovering from something that, did anything happen in 2014 that was particularly, like a heartbreak or a betrayal or something like that? Because the broken heart in reverse says that we're trying to heal from something. So, breakup. Okay. So that makes sense. Because then I get the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, and then I get the woman holding a heart right here. Again, that card comes up a lot. And to me, this is obviously dealing with a breakup. I'm just going to say this one straight out because the other card I have over here was the breakup with a Taurus, because I get the Empress in reverse. I can also read that another way. I'm just going to throw that out there just to see what you say. No, Leo. Okay. Okay, so then I can read it this way, right? So when I see the Four of Swords next to the Empress in reverse, this to me is we're looking at Four of Swords is like the taking a break card, and the Empress in reverse is I feel like we're taking a break from something that didn't work for us. So um, I feel like the energy wasn't very nurturing. I feel like something happened where um, either we wanted to find something better, or maybe it was just kind of a thing where it was kind of just cut off. Because when I see these cards here, I have a feeling this happened sort of to ignite a spiritual evolution of sorts, right? So the anxiety to me is just from a spiritual aspect, like maybe taking that and putting into it. Okay, speak here. All right, maybe taking that and putting it into something creative or something where there could be meditation or a sense of release in some way. I feel like this energy, the reason there's anxiety is because it needs to be released. And the way you do that is through anything that's creative or any kind of like meditation's good too. But I understand anxiety is difficult to work with. So that's just what I'm feeling here for you, Kathy. So I feel like that's the reason. And ultimately that's up to you as well. I mean, I can help read the energy, but there could be a lot of things there that you're working through. You feel empty. Okay. Um, yeah, there just needs to be something here where if we can, we take this kind of energy and we try to build something up from it. Reading books, trying to help ourselves in this situation, I feel like would be the best thing to do with the anxiety, right? Again, I know it's not an easy thing for us to go through, but that's kind of the message I'm getting. Where we need to take this energy if we can, and we need to focus it into something um, different. We need to take this and focus it because it's up to us to take ourselves and to move ourselves into new directions. Even if something happened, process it and deal with it the best way we can. But yeah, I do feel like it's from this. Yeah, expressing creativity can be in it can be in dancing, it can be in art, doing something you've never done before, um, kind of getting that passion back, if that makes any sense. Artistic endeavors, like I said, dancing, singing, um, the things we used to do when we were children is a good way to kind of find ourselves in that world of creativity again, which sounds really weird, but when you're doing psychic work and you're doing energy work, you're coming from a childlike state, right? The angel I got is, well, the actual angel I got here on this angel card was Archangel Uriel, right? Which deals with a spiritual kind of presence. Um, okay. And I mean, to me, that's what I could see. Angels are the same as kind of like guides. I know it might feel good to have a name or it might feel good to have something with that. But for me, I work with energies and um, the ego likes to put names on these energies. I just work with them and feel their energetic expression. So I can't tell you exactly what angel it is or what guide is with you, but obviously there are guides with you. I just don't know the names because um, I don't really need to. The energetic signature is what I usually operate on. So um, I would say just keep going and keep looking at, like I said, anything that's putting us kind of in a grounding place and focusing on that creativity. I mean, it can be anything. Um, maybe learn how to read the tarot for yourself, or learning how to do different things. Just put yourself in a position of like a student that's trying to learn something. No matter what age we are, we can always learn, and we can always put ourselves in that position. So, yeah, I hope that helps. And if there's any other questions, I can address those. Oh, there you go. Awesome. So the tarot is perfect. If you read tarot, then you get it. You get that that's a creative expression. Doing something with that will help a ton. Maybe deepening our understanding of it. But yeah, any kind of studying or learning will help too. A lot of times, we just need to do something for our brains to be occupied. Yes, you can read when calm, and that's a good place to start. When we're calm, we can read. The quiet, I guess I would call it the midnight mind, would be something that I would refer to it as, that kind of calmness, that sort of centered energy. But I hope you appreciated that, and I hope that helped you, Kathy. Boy, I'm smelling potatoes. Thank you so much, Kathy. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Oh, this has been awesome. Okay. Blessings to you too, Kathy. All right, there is something here. Someone's going to ask a question. I'm feeling it. There's a sense of spirit around me really strong, and I'm not really sure what it's trying to say, but there is a feeling of spirit. If there's any questions, then I can move forward. If not, we'll just keep reading the energy and just go from there. Because there's no pressure. There's no immediate need for questions. It just helps in this kind of environment where we're exchanging thoughts. I don't want to be the only one talking, you know what I mean? You guys are here. This is our platform to sort of build into a safe place for people to come and just sort of feel good. Okay, so with that being said, let's look at this. Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords. Definitely, this is the kind of energy that's been going around. I feel like I'm coming out of the feeling of kind of that I called it grogginess, right? I'm feeling like I'm coming out of that, but I'm also getting a feeling of maybe thinking I'm getting tongue-tied. Maybe thinking that something's going to happen again, feeling like the other shoe's going to drop. I don't think it will. I get the Sun in reverse, which in this situation is us focusing on maybe needing to have a little more gratitude for the moment and not focus on having this sense of like dread, like again, waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? And then I get the Seven of Swords, okay? And then I get the Ten of Swords in reverse. So we're coming from a place mentally where we're trying to heal ourselves, but at the same time, we're focusing on what had happened in the past, and that makes it difficult to heal, and it puts us in this perpetual cycle of not being able to move forward and not being able to appreciate the moment. And those two things sort of spiral into each other, and it creates a compounding moment of, I don't know what you would call it. It's, that's a good question. I can look into that. Let me finish this thought here, and then I can look into that. So this here is definitely something where there's going to be more of a completeness coming in. Again, this is for tomorrow's energy, but we need to focus on the moment, the present moment, what we already have, and like I've said before, wanting what we already have and working with that kind of energy. And now I'm going to answer Kathy's other question here, which is another question, alien disclosure. Let's look. I've been wondering about that one myself, Kathy, so let's see what we can find out together. Okay. This one might be a little bit of the cards, but mostly psychic. Maybe some channeled information if I can get something that way. I'm not used to doing that, but I can see. I'm feeling like close to, in my personal belief, I feel like it's going to be closer to 2030 than it is to 2020. But let's see. Alien disclosure. Okay. This one feels interesting. I get the Angel of Love in reverse. So I feel like there needs to be more love on the planet. This is going to sound kind of strange. There needs to be more love on the planet before these entities will reveal themselves. And when I say love, there's a certain atmosphere that comes with love, right? There's a sense of safety. And with love, there's an energy that comes with it that's more habitable, I guess, for them. There needs to be a sense of them being okay being here and not having any pushback, because I feel like the vibration of the planet has to change for them to come here and to be able to be with us and to even show themselves. The vibration of the planet would have to change. I get the Goddess of the Moon card as well. Okay, and this card here, to me, definitely about that inner world. That's how we get the love energy from these kinds of beings. There has to be a push towards peace in most, if not all, of the countries, I feel like, before these beings can make themselves known, because otherwise it makes it so they can't come here. And I've heard from other people that there's like these contracts or these kinds of things that are drawn up ahead of time, and it basically is like these sets of rules where they literally cannot come to a planet that has not had contact in a big way unless that planet is ready for the contact. There's like a rule, an unwritten rule, sort of, where they can't do that yet. And right now, we're in a place where there's a lot of hate, and humanity is acting like a bunch of monkeys more than we are acting like a unity of consciousness. And I mean monkeys in the sense of primal. We're very primal, and we're very like, who stole my banana kind of mentality. And there's a lot of anger. And I feel like we're working through that now, but I feel like that will happen when there's more love, and because I get the financial constraints card, I feel like that's also going to happen. Yeah, it's more reptilian energy for sure. And I feel like that's going to happen when there's like a change in the financial system as well, where there's prosperity and there's wealth that's being spread around. And the year 2035 came into my mind, but again, that's if we take the energy moving forward and we make some pretty big advancements. My personal feeling is that as we come closer to the age of the quantum internet becoming a thing, and look that up if that's not something you're familiar with, as we become closer with the quantum internet becoming real, we're going to come closer to having that disclosure happen, because metaphysics and science are going to start merging together, because the quantum internet literally is quantum mechanics, which is metaphysics, which is spirituality. So once that starts happening, there's going to be a lot more information. There's going to be a lot more disclosure coming out, because it has to. At that point, the floodgates are completely open. In my opinion, and that, from what I've heard, that's going to happen. I'm 31 now, and I feel like that's going to happen when I'm in my, like, closer to my 50s, maybe 60. So it's going to be a while unless energy changes, because as you know, with the tarot, all I'm doing is taking the energy now and moving forward in the future with it. It's a possibility energy. It's not a for sure thing. So, but that's what I'm seeing there, Kathy. Hopefully that helped answer your question. Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement. Yeah, I'm hoping that's kind of, I mean, I would obviously want it before that. I'd want it right now, but um, there has to be a way for them to stay here. Look it up if you want. I'm not forcing you to do anything, but there, what was it called? There was a village in Italy, I think in the 1950s or 40s, and they had supposed extraterrestrial visitors come down, and the only way that the extraterrestrial visitors could stay is if there was offerings from the people, not like sacrifices or anything like that, but like love and food and shelter kind of offerings. But these beings stayed there, and the people, I mean, they're really old now, but there was interviews of people talking about these beings, and they would be given these large things of fruit and clothes, and I don't think they would ever wear them. They just appreciated the gesture, and it allowed them to stay on this planet. And then eventually they had to leave. It's an interesting story, though. I would say, I can't remember what it's called, but if you type in, it's like 1950s Italian village extraterrestrials. I think something will come up that shows you, and I think there's just a lot there to kind of unpack, but it's very interesting stuff. So, Kathy, hopefully that helps to again address that. And yeah, look it up and tell me what you think, because that was an interesting one, and it's kind of not very well known information that I'm aware of. And also, if you want to, and I shouldn't be saying this because I'm on the platform, right? Google and YouTube are owned together, but Google likes to hide certain recommendations from people on their search engine. So if you can download another search engine and search more ET stuff, you might be able to find more info on that, because Google tends to suppress information. So again, probably shouldn't be saying that, but it's how it is. So yes, so I think that will be good for the live reading. Thank you so much, Kathy, for the donation, and I just really appreciate that from you. And if you want to do a more in-depth reading, we can absolutely do that. You can visit my website, and we can go from there. And yeah, I enjoyed having you here and talking with you. And I will talk to you guys. I'm going to do one more tomorrow, so tune in, and it'll be around the same time that I did this one. So tune in, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow, okay? And see you, Kathy. Take care, and I will talk to you later.